Welcome everyone today's show, Resource Central. This is Bill Cochran, your host, and with me today is Joe Reinecker. We've got some exciting news, don't we, today, Joe?
Well, it depends on what they're up for, I guess.
Well, I think you're exactly right. What they're up for is right. Joe, our plans are to get together and get to know each other, and for you to become the new voice of Resource Central. Just initially, how do you feel about that?
It's quite an honor. I'm very thankful for the opportunity.
Well, we're thankful that you're willing to step up and take on this role for us. Our plans are in the next few weeks to work together, folks, and to develop a program that brings together some information and resources that will help you as an individual stay more independent and in your own home. But to do that, let's just get to know Joe a little bit. What do you say, Joe?
I'm ready for that.
You're ready, but you'd like to know Joe. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I know a lot more about Joe than the rest of these people do.
Well, that's true. Joe, let's just talk about you as a young boy. Where'd you grow up, Joe?
I grew up in Kansas City. I went to public school. I graduated from high school, and I graduated from college.
All right. Wow, you kind of covered some ground.
Yep.
About Joe, when what year was it when you was in grade school? What was your grade school years? What year were you in grade school roughly?
Well, grade school. I was born in '58, so I guess you could say I started in '62 or '63.
All right, kind of some interesting times in the world right then, wasn't there?
Yeah.
When you think back to those early grade school days, things then may not have been quite as easy as well, things aren't easy now. I don't mean it that way, because there has been some progress. But did you face some obstacles in grade school?
Oh, only one. My writing legibly was terrible. So basically what I had to learn how to do, they had tutors for me and stuff like that. But eventually I would have to learn how to type. So the biggest obstacle I had in those early years was basically learning how to type.
Well, obviously you did learn to type because you went on to upper level school, didn't you?
Yes, I sure did.
Where'd you go to college at?
I went to the University of Missouri, Kansas City. I majored in communications and minored in English.
Majored in communications and minored in English.
Yes.
When you talk about majoring in communications, tell me what that means to you, if you don't mind.
Well, it basically means learning a lot about how to be on what it takes to be on TV, and learning TV and radio, and what it means to have communications history. My favorite classes in my major were communications history classes with Professor Gaylord Moore, who's since passed on.
When you got out of college, were you able to enter the workforce? How did that work out?
Not for a long, well, I shouldn't say not for a long time at the very beginning. In 1984, I graduated, in 84 I graduated, December of 84, with that stuff from UMKC, like I said. In November of 85, I entered the workforce. I was the assistant to the director of community relations for 16 years at Fort Scott Community College.
Wow, a pretty awesome step to be taking. When did you get this? When you talk about wanting to major in communications and everything, yeah. When did you get this realization that radio was the thing that you wanted to be a part of?
When I was 10 years old. What happened was I went to WHB in Kansas City when they were a rock station, and I was looking for something to do. I was looking for something to do later in life, and I saw those disc jockeys, and I saw the studio, and I saw everything they had, and I thought, dang, I can do this. Dang, I can do this. So I had thought about it when I was 10.
Well, you've done some disc jockey work, haven't you? Some DJ work?
Recently.
Where at? Where did you do that at?
I was KSEK-FM. I was I've been a board operator for the sports broadcast we did, and let's say 2 summers ago, they gave me an opportunity to do my own show, which was King's Classic Cuts, and I did it for 2 years on Saturday morning between 6 and 9 a.m.
King's Classic Cuts. Did you go by Joe Reinecker on that show?
No.
What'd you go by on that?
I went by Joe King.
Joe King. King of rock and roll, in other words.
Well, not necessarily. There's a story that goes with that. One time in high school, I was king of a prom that we had. And after I got home, I thought, if I ever get into the radio business, that's the name I'm going to use.
Oh, I understand that. That sounds good.
That's the name I'm going to use. So
this process that we're going to be working on, Joe, developing Resource Central with you taking the reins on that and making a go of it for us and developing that show. It's a lot of interviewing, a lot of interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
Joe?
Yep.
What does it take to make a good interviewer?
Somebody who gets the interviewee comfortable and somebody who's willing to get out of the way and let the interviewee run the show. Basically, all you got to do is ask the questions and let them go.
Okay.
And you got to be willing to get out of the way.
Joe, this Resource Central show that we're working with right here is going to be published through Skill's website, published through social media, and we're going to be reaching thousands and thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you believe you're the right man for Resource Central?
Some people say that I've got a great story to tell, like my mother, and I've always thought that I don't have a story to tell. What I do is just do my thing, and whatever happens. I don't consider myself a big deal, although I've done the disc jockey work. I've been the assistant to the director of community relations. I've been a disc jockey, but it's no big deal. It's just part of new avenues which I've been able to take over.
Well, Joe, this is a new avenue we're going down. It's going to be a fun road. I'm looking forward to being a part of it with you. So, folks, we invite you to tune in next week, and let's see where Joe takes us down this road.